Review of Transport Fever. History of transport development. In 2014 the world saw an economic simulator Train Fever from the young Swiss studio Urban Games. Money to develop, and they were considerable €300,000, were collected by the method of crowdfeeding. After release, the game garnered average scores, but this did not prevent her to win the love of players, which has resulted in a decent number of copies sold. But the first part was reminiscent of the first tentative brushstroke inexperienced artist with a twinkle in his eye. Boldly, but grayish. Therefore, relying on the progress that comes with experience, newly minted fans of the studio patiently, but diligently waiting for the sequel. And waited. Transport Fever got such a more general name for a reason, because the developers have added land transport, water and air. And, of course, has improved all aspects of the game. But is that enough? If you are unfamiliar with the series, I must say, here your job is to connect cities and buildings, helping passengers and resources to move from one place to another. All this must be done given a limited budget. On procedurally generated maps scattered residential areas, factories, and other commercial buildings that produce different products. These goods, of course, require regular transportation. And that is the creation of a harmoniously functioning transport system is the main goal of the player. For newcomers of the series, the developers have prepared a training regime. Interesting could apply to the fact that, as in the first part, and second, the developers make us through the history of transportation, including 1,850 and ending in 2050. This means that throughout the campaign the player will have to adapt to new modes of transport and to expand its transportation network. With the progress of technology will reduce the vehicle, allowing faster transport of passengers and goods, hence contribute positively to the growth of your profits. With such a diversity of transport, in the new game there are buses, trucks, trams, trains, planes, ships, once you decide on what to focus your efforts. However, the success would have to maintain a balance. You cannot call that a good transport system that performs interprovincial transportation of goods, but left residents without the ability to get to work. Properly built, the game looks beautiful. Like many colleagues in the genre, Seven and Fever and Transport are divided into different scenes: residential, industrial, commercial, and entertainment. And only providing efficient transport system in each will lead to the maximum development of your company. With the progress of time and sometimes have to replace some of the means of transport to a new one. In this matter, as in others, we'll have to think what and when to upgrade, because all new is not cheap. Transportation between cities: the mansion still stands by the railway. And very pleased that Transport Fever allows you to navigate as you'd like, within reasonable boundaries, of course. This seemingly small innovation has seriously expanded gaming horizons and lessened problems. Create nodes. To build bridges over existing railway path limit opportunities depends only on your imagination. But much more important difference between the new game from Train Fever is the implementation of new types of transportation. If in the first game the train was the only way to transport goods or people long distances, but now includes aircraft and ships. Air and water transport has opened a real wealth of possibilities in the management of the transport network and its budget. For example, on a large map where train travel makes sense only for small distances, the construction of the airport will allow you to forget about the barriers that establishes a long distance. To observe the development of transport really interesting. Returning to the theme of temporal development, I note that the developers have faithfully adhered to the historical veracity. So for those who love history, the game may well be an interactive guide to the history of transport. The hand that plays a brief, but accurate description of each vehicle. Graphics of the game is not served in a cartoon style, like cities, sly lines. For someone it is a minus, for someone plus. But the main problem: more realistic graphics in games like this, that when approaching the cameras laid bare all the flaws of the textures. However, playing at normal scale, the game looks very nice. Of course, I understand, but to put this on the loading screen is too On the downside, the game in the first place want to include a terrible interface. And it's not intuitive, an inconvenient administration, a complete lack of taste and demagnity to the eyes in terms of design, randomness, and congestion of the screen. Each subreading statistics needing resonance for transport, it is necessary to close your cell. Consequently, the minute analysis of the needs of each resident screen will be completely loaded with dozens of statistics submenus. In terms of user interface, it is evident that it has completed the last of the curve. Summarizing, we can say that the game is worthy of praise and progress in terms of gameplay is obvious. Depth of gameplay is able to deliver dozens of hours, and a historical basis serves not only the educational function but throws in all new, exciting challenges and forces you to learn on the fly. But still, Transport Fever is not a finished creation that harmonizes in all aspects. Urban games well done.